he said it because of his wet blanket energy.
Unhinged. That's actually unhinged. Hello and welcome to She's All Batch. This is our segment, Sound Off in the Comments Below, where you guys submit the topics that we talk about. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Stephanie. And we talk about them.
We have some sad news to start with. I was like so surprised to see the news of Michelle Trachtenberg, which I'm hearing a lot of people are struggling with the pronunciation. From what I remember from the 90s, it was Trachtenberg, but
Michelle, I always said Michelle.
People are like
Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg.
Well, I would say Trachtenberg. Well, you're pronouncing it like every syllable, and I feel like I'm being more flowy, but we're saying the same thing because you're saying Trachtenberg.
No,
Trachtenberg. Michelle.
Yeah, but I don't actually know. Regardless, she has unfortunately passed away at age 39.
I know, so sad.
This like hit me in my feels because I don't know if this is too past your time, but like Harriet the Spy, I wanted to be Harriet in Harriet the Spy, and that was Michelle Trachtenberg. And that movie, like, it was when you were growing up and you wanted to like emulate the characters you see in a movie. And I wanted so badly to be a spy, just like Harriet. That's what I remember her for. I know she went on to do a lot of other things. Like she was in Gossip Girl.
So like my generation of Michelle Trachtenberg is Ice Princess, the Disney original movie, where we all then went to our local ice skating rink and like pretended to be figure skaters and thinking like we wanted to be her. And then, yes, of course, Gossip Girl, Georgina.
Isn't there? She was in Buffy too.
Yeah, but I never watched Buffy.
I didn't either.
She most hit me in my Gossip Girl era. That for me was just like iconic piece of television that shaped who I am as a person. And yeah, she was a big part of that. So it's always just devastating, especially like we're almost the same age as her. So like to hear that someone so young passes away so unexpectedly is just like so tragic and so sad. It shouldn't be happening.
I hate when it's someone, especially from like your childhood, someone that you grew up with. I remember I had said that about like Kirstie Alley or Bob Saget or people that I remember like as a kid. And now to see this and her age and her mom finding her, it's just, these are literally like what gives me anxiety at night. And I hate that this has happened. And our hearts obviously go out to her family and everyone that loved her.
Yeah.
Let's move on and put a smile on people's faces today. Yeah. There are some other I got some really good topics, some Bachelor updates that I think you may not even know about that I think our listeners may be very interested in as well. So Carolina, our girl, low-key implied that production made her sit alone. When she cried off in the corner and Grant had to chase after her, she was made to do that, apparently.
Well, that's kind of what you were implying when we recapped it, that, she was looking for such validation from Grant and he didn't give it to her because then like what would the cocktail party drama have been? So the fact that production was pushing this along the whole time does not surprise me at all. I think I also said too in our recap, like when we get back to like the core of Carolina, she seems like a nice girl's girl who actually doesn't want any drama. I just really think production and like her insecurities got the best of her. And so I think when production sees someone who's vulnerable like that, they just take a little thread and they pull and they pull and they pull and they pull. And I think they got her to spiral. They knew it would make good television. So they said, Carolina, go stand in the corner over there. And hey, Grant, go talk to her. And hey, girls, isn't that so annoying that Carolina is standing over there with Grant? Like it's
and for all we know, totally. And I feel like people just can't see the show that way. They can't picture in their heads. Maybe even before she went over in the corner by herself, a producer sat with her and was like, I feel like you were Grant's top girl, but I just don't see it anymore. Gets her all riled up. Then she's like, you know what? You hang here. You relax. Like, I'm going to go over here. Leaves her alone. Then go over to Grant, get him to go over. So the reason why I know that this is likely what actually happened, Carolina posted a photo slide from her time on the show, and the caption is, "Thank you for tuning into the Carolina show. You're very welcome." The top comment she pinned on this post is, "It's painfully obvious production made you sit by yourself." And her pinning that is Carolina's way of saying, I can't actually confirm this, but that is what happened.
I like that the contestants are finding little loopholes around their contracts to give us little seeds of what's actually going on. I would love to talk to Carolina one day and kind of get more to the bottom of what was going on there. But Yeah, I don't get, guys, watch the show Unreal, because that's exactly what The Bachelor is like behind the scenes. Like, the people who don't see all the production manipulation, what show are you watching? Like, respectfully, sometimes I feel like in my life, obviously, because I have a Bachelor podcast, when I meet new people, sometimes we'll be like, oh, so-and-so, meet Jackie. Oh, Jackie has a Bachelor podcast. This person watches The Bachelor. And so they're trying to make common conversation with me. But I find so often people are like, oh my God, like for an example, they would be like, oh my God,
Hillary Duff's coming back.
Yeah, Hillary Duff is in my life all the time. I'm talking to Hillary Duff at these parties. They're like, oh my God, Carolina is like so annoying, right? And I'm just like, we are not watching the same show. Like, I actually don't have common ground with you, because I can't talk to you about The Bachelor, because your like level of understanding is so low. Does that make me sound like a brat? Maybe, but like I feel like a lot of times when I meet new people, they're like, oh, this person watches The Bachelor, talk to them about it. But I'm like, no. If you're not like an avid She's All Bachelor listener and like in the weeds with me, like I actually can't talk to you about this show. Like, you don't get it. Yeah.
The girls that get it.
What's the TikTok someone's like, you don't get it? But the one where she's like crying.
We get it. You don't get it. Come on, Lisa. You don't get it.
Another thing, while I was in Carolina's comments, I just need to bring up my, every season I have to address this. But guys, nothing makes me cringe harder than the people that actively seek out their hate comments that have been deleted and then yell at the person for deleting the hate comments. But Carolina is clapping back, so I just want to read what I'm seeing right here. Someone writes, there's no way she's not filtering these comments. Carolina writes back, be good to people for no reason. The girl writes back, ooh, you really thought you ate. Like, you were in her comment section trying to start a fight with her.
Right.
Carolina goes, how many times are you going to delete your comment and repost it? And I liked that because, like, get a life.
Literally get a life.
Troll writes back and says, how many times are you going to cry on TV?
My God. Well, like, troll, next time you're on TV, like, see if
show
her
how it's done.
Right. It's just like these trolls in their mom's basement on the internet. Like, you're not on TV. Like, how dare you criticize someone who is on TV?
And then Carolina's response to that, to how many times you're going to cry on TV, Carolina said, not as many as people will continue to obsess over me, with a kissy face. Yeah. So, I mean, the weirdest thing someone can do, I see this all the time, like, hello, I wrote a nasty comment and you deleted it. To quote Spencer Pratt, this is not a Yelp page. Your opinion is not welcome here. If you want to go talk about me, go talk to your friend. Bash me all you want. I don't care. But coming to my own page to say mean things about me and then yelling at me for deleting it, like, you realize you're the problem, right? Like, Carolina crying on TV is not the problem. It's you. So every time I see a mean comment, like lately, I think that, like, it gets me annoyed at first. And then I'm like, I would never be friends with these people. I would never be friends with a person that thinks it's normal behavior to do that. So we good.
No, because you're normal. Yeah.
Right. Moving on from Carolina. So did you see this video? Tayshia she threw shade at Kaitlyn in a kind of Tayshia way. Like, she's never going to fully throw shade at Tayshia, but Tayshia was at an event and Bumble was going around asking questions. Did you see this?
Yeah, no, it's always funny sometimes when I see things on TikTok and I think to send them to you, but then I look in the comments and you've already commented. So then I'm like, oh, you've already seen it. And this was an example of that. So I did see the TikTok where, what was the question they were asking them?
Dating a best friend's ex.
Honey, you're asking, it's going to be a no.
We know what she's getting at.
We know what she's getting at. So this in itself didn't truly surprise me, because it's like, I think it's well established. Like, we know what the situation was. We know how Tayshia feels about the situation. So that in itself to me wasn't even that strong of a story. But then you told me Kaitlyn commented on it, and that's bigger. But I don't know this part, so I'm excited to hear.
Kaitlyn's comment is, they said best friend.
Ooh, well, fair.
But again, that's been her defense this whole time.
Point, in Kaitlyn's defense, they were not best friends. They were barely even friends. According to Kaitlyn, they were coworkers. Coworkers
who you, like, lived with for a few months.
Yeah, because that was part of the job. She wasn't like, hey, Tayshia. Hey, Tayshia.
Hey. Don't steal my boyfriend. It's me. Hillary Duff.
No, but that was part of the job. Like, they weren't, hey, we are best friends. Let's go live together for a few months, in the way that, like, remember when Greg, Grippo, and Andrew Spencer like wanted to try out living in LA, so they just went to go live in LA for a few months. Like that.
Yes, and they had a sponsored deal about it.
Living together.
Remember?
Right. But that's how I think we found out about it. That's best friends living together. This is two co-hosts of a show like us, but we are friends. But like they're doing a job. They couldn't not live together because that's where the job was filming.
Agree to disagree. This is a tale as old as time. I still think that Tayshia's in the right to be angry about it, but
sure, she can be angry.
Yeah, it seems like there's really nothing left to this story anymore. Yeah. Like Kaitlyn doesn't think she did anything wrong. Tayshia has no interest in rekindling any relationship with Kaitlyn. And Kaitlyn is seemingly still with Zach. So
yeah, are they ever going to hard launch, you think?
I don't know. I feel like Kaitlyn's like scarred. She's had 2 public relationships that ended and were messy. Both ended up being really messy at the end. So like, why would you want to do it again and with someone in Bachelor Nation?
Yeah, it's just like weird to live such a public life otherwise, but then not be sharing such a big part of your life if he is such a big part of your life. Because they've clearly now been together for a long time. Like they were at the Super Bowl together, like posting basically like they post from the same locations and like the same view of the game. So it's like, okay, you're obviously sitting at the Super Bowl together, but you're not going to just say you're together.
Do that. Like this is that. Not Kaitlyn and Zach. Anyone else that does this, why is that? That's so thirsty to me because like if it's we've seen this before with like bachelor couples who haven't been able to be revealed yet. Like if the season's ongoing, they'll be at their happy couple and they take a picture of like a fence. It's like literally a picture that serves no purpose other than internet sleuths figuring out that this person also posted the picture of the fence and they are at the same fence. And what is the point other than like, are people literally thinking I'm going to post clues and hope that someone figures it out?
Well, I think those are 2 separate things. I think the bachelor couples that are trying to remain secretive but are unhappy couples and then they're posting a little hint for the sleuths. I actually think maybe, they're doing it for the sleuths because they want to get attention and they're trying to maximize their moment. But the Kaitlyn and Zach thing, I think it's really is as simple as I'm at the Super Bowl. I'm not going to not post about it because I post about everything else in my life and that's a cool thing to post.
Perhaps get a different angle. My thing is that it's always like it's the guy, someone in front of you, like his shoulder and the shoulders in both photos. It's like, come on, you can make them look, you could turn the camera and make the photo look like you're in a different spot, but they like want you to know.
Yeah. Or maybe they just don't care enough to maybe it's kind of like how Travis talks about Taylor in that like he keeps it private, but it's not a secret. You know what I mean? Yeah. And maybe that's kind of where they're at, where it's like, it's no secret we're together. Like we are together. We're just like not going to post about it because we don't want to get like the public's reaction.
Because then once you start slowing down your posting schedule, as we've seen many times before, that's when I literally said this with Kat and Jason and they ended up doing exactly what I said, but they were so hot and heavy posting all the time. And then all of a sudden the post became more infrequent. We're not seeing them together anymore. And then bam, breakup announcement. So I respect Kaitlyn and Zach for being more private. I just think I don't like how the whole situation went down. But if Tayshia's moved on and she's fine, then I'm fine. Someone wrote, who do you want to be the next Golden Bachelor? Who are your thoughts at this point?
For the next Golden Bachelor?
There's a little bit of an update. Did you hear this?
No.
So Jonathan from Joan's season is single. He announced that he was in a relationship. Okay. So he just went on Courtney's podcast. Guys, go check it out. It's a really good interview with Jonathan. And he's on the market now. So like to me, we both were like, it's Jonathan. And then once he announced that he was in a relationship at the Men Tell All, we're like, oh, it's either Pascal or Charles, which I still would be okay with Charles.
Yeah, Charles would be
I know
sweet.
You're not like into the Charles Bachelor lead.
Like, Charles, I feel like the Golden Bachelor needs to be like a bigger personality and someone that like I really feel that the ladies would be. I don't want to be mean, but I just feel like he's more like shy.
He's
timid,
not a sex symbol.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a good way to put it. That like Charles is like a very sweet, cute, amazing man, but yeah, he doesn't have that like sex appeal that I feel like you kind of need in a Golden Bachelor. Not that Gary had that really either, but I just think there was something about the way they and maybe they can do some Bachelor producing magic on Charles to make him like the full package, because I feel like what they did to Gary is they really packaged him up as like, you know, retired restaurateur.
Right. They hid the fact that he
hasn't dated since. Yeah, they hid
the fact that
he had another job and repaired a hot tub one time.
God forbid he fixed a hot tub, punishable by death.
Yeah. I don't know. The way they crafted him.
With I hear you. With Charles L., I feel like this would be the first time in Bachelor history that I actually would want to see a love story, though. Like, I would want to see Charles L. as the lead solely because I want someone to mend his broken heart. Like, that man deserves so much happiness, and I would be okay for it to be a less dramatic season as long as Charles L. finds happiness. Perhaps maybe it should be its own spinoff. Like, Charles L. takes Tinder and like he just like goes on dates and we just watch him find love, and then keep the Golden Bachelor to be like Jonathan.
I think Pascal would be a very interesting season.
So
like if we're here for the drama, and we've not had a lot of drama in the Golden seasons, I do think Pascal could bring that.
Well, now with Jonathan potentially in the running, though, don't you think he like I don't think Pascal is going to be as much in the running now with
really?
Jonathan.
I feel like it's equal coin toss for me personally. But
well, I mean, there's going to have to be some time. Jonathan just got out of this relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And maybe I would feel differently if I listened to his interview with Courtney.
Yeah.
And I learned more about his inner soul.
Right. What else do we got? Oh, we need to talk about Traitors, because there's the last we spoke about it. And like, again, if you're new here, guys, we record this on Thursday. Traitors doesn't come out until tonight at 9 p.m. So every time we talk about Traitors in a sound off segment, it's last week's Traitors. Jackie works for Peacock and can get screeners, but she's afraid. So
okay.
Yeah. So we need to discuss, because I mean, the worst possible thing happened.
Oh, my girl Carolyn. And also we need to talk about like so much. First off, it is sometimes a little tricky. Maybe I need to like refresh myself before we record sound offs.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's been a week. But Carolyn leaving is devastating to me. I really like she was who I was rooting for to really take it all. Danielle's response to Carolyn leaving at the round table and like having a random panic attack, sociopathic behavior.
I was just going to say sociopath.
The worst traitor I've ever seen in my life. And then she recruits her best friend, Britney. Oh, and wait, did you see there's like rumors online that Danielle during the filming of the show broke her contract and actually told Britney that she was a traitor and that she was going to recruit her. So,
I think Britney should turn around and backstab her. Like, that will make better television than them teaming up together. Also, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Because I think I sent you that Chrishell and other people are speaking out and saying that it comes out in the reunion, but Danielle was telling everyone in the house she swore on her grandchildren that she's not a traitor.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's why everyone believed her, because everyone's like, well, wasn't she so obvious? Like, these panic attacks are so over the top. And everyone's like, no, it was over the top. But she swore on her grandchildren and we didn't think that a normal person would do that.
Yeah.
This makes me nervous that she makes it to the end. Because if no one's suspecting her and that's the reason why, she could win. And I'm so sad that Carolyn is gone. Like, and not even just gone. Like, Carolyn's not just banished. Danielle spearheaded the banishing of Carolyn. It just was so messed up, and I almost made me feel like justice for like misfits, like the weird kids. Like, it upset me because Carolyn was so not prepared to go to battle, and I wish she prepared a little bit, because she did have a lot of dirt on Danielle, and she could have probably steered some votes her way.
Why
and
has
just
no one been talking again about in the roundtable about the most obvious thing that I think Danielle did was when they were doing the pictures several weeks ago, Danielle never put herself in the picture to be saved. And that never was brought up at a roundtable.
In this last episode, though, they finally did a challenge that I feel like the picture one you're talking about. helped people figure out who a traitor is. Whereas like singing to dolls and being like, nah, 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 like that doesn't tell me who a traitor is. That's irrelevant. Agreed. But this challenge, the fact that Danielle and Carolyn chose the answers, but then as a group, they have to figure out the answers and they have to pretend like they don't know. Dare I say, I think Carolyn kind of dropped the ball here a few times. Like she made it a little too obvious that she knew the answers.
Agreed.
Don't you think?
No, I agree. And I wish they would do more challenges like this. Like all the challenges should be like that, because otherwise they're just kind of shooting in the dark, especially in the beginning. I feel like a lot of people on TikTok too have been discussing like ways that they should change the rules of Traitors to make it like a better game. And I do wonder if they're going to take any of that feedback
I think they will.
And incorporate it. Like, for example, also, they were saying like there should be a penalty for banishing out a faithful and not a traitor, because at the end of the day, like the way the game's structured now, you're kind of motivated to just get everybody out because only some people can make it to the end. Or maybe there should be like a separate money pot for traitors versus faithful, so that there's like not as much of incentive for the traitors to work with the faithfuls when they're trying to get the money. I don't know. People have thrown around a bunch of things.
We've said that though. And no, I posted on TikTok. Oh, you're referring to like I posted.
Which one did you post on TikTok?
Guess what? Nothing happens. You send home a faithful and nothing happens. There should be other layers and rules to the game that if you send home a faithful,
there should be a penalty or something.
There has to be more incentive for getting it right, because they're just like, well, at the competition, you sneezed and I don't think a faithful would sneeze.
I think Tony like really spearheaded that because he was so frustrated that he got out so early. I just wonder if they're going to take any of that feedback to make it a better game.
I feel like they will.
I hope so, because it's such a big popular show for Peacock. I think they don't want this to die out after just a couple seasons, so I think they need to incorporate some of this. I don't know. No. I mean, if it keeps going like this, I feel like maybe it could be like a Love is Blind situation where it's like, well, I've already seen it.
No, because then you get new people, and I don't know. You know how they brought back Kate from Below Deck. I never knew her prior, but she's in season 1 and season 2 of Traitors. I think for season 4, they can bring back Rob.
I was about to say, are you going to say Boston Rob? Yeah.
Like, I think they should, but like, that's a smart move. Bring back someone that everyone was like, he was really beloved and everyone was rooting for. I also think if Danielle had better gameplay, she would have recruited Tom Sandoval. And I actually think like Tom Sandoval, don't hate. He could win this, and he almost deserves to win it too. Like, I feel like while I don't think he's playing, I think he just is who he is.
Right.
That personality is landing him towards the end. Like, he's getting him further along because no one suspects him.
Well, agreed. I don't agree that he deserves to win, because he definitely does not, because he's not playing. Like, I feel like Tom is just in this castle and like everyone around him is playing traitors, but he himself is just like hanging out and not playing the game in front of him.
But he tries to figure out, he's like, I got it. Dolores.
Like let Dolores go. Like, stop. Yeah. Anytime he like whips out a random vote at the round table, I'm like, stop wasting votes. Like, stop. Just like, it's just him and Dolores going back and forth, and everyone else is playing like the actual game of Traitors, and him and Dolores are in their own little world. So I don't think he deserves to win, but he's such a blank slate with nothing going on up there that like I think he could win. He could make it to the end, because Gabby said this too. Like, you're a traitor's dream. Like, you're not looking at the right people at all. So. Right.
But he's so adamant. He's so adamant about the wrong people, though.
I know.
I really, really think it's Britney. And like, he just is so like, okay, bro, but like, what is this based off? Even his Dolores claim is based on nothing.
I know.
I just saw her eating breakfast and I really think it's her. Like, okay, dude.
Right. So the traitors are never going to kill him. Like, he's too good at just like throwing the wrong theories out there and creating chaos on his own. So,
but if Danielle makes it to the end and Tom's there, it is a dream for her, because she's like, great, bye. Right? Yeah. She can then vote him out. I forget how it works at the end.
Well, at the end, remember they have to throw the little things of fire in the end, and it's like green or red if you want to end the game, if you think there's a traitor still there or not. But yeah, Tom's great because like the traitors are never going to kill him. and no one thinks he's capable of being a traitor. I agree. If Danielle recruited him now, wow.
I think that would have been genius. I think you recruiting Britney, like, girl, I get she's your friend, but why? And like, what's your obsession with Britney so much? Like, she's crying and she's like, I don't know if Britney's ever going to forgive me. Like, it's a game, first of all.
I know.
And second of all, like, you recruiting Britney we don't know what's going to happen. So by the time you guys see this, you may know what ends up happening. But I think you recruiting Tom would have been such a smarter move because no one, although do we trust that if he became a traitor, all of a sudden he's like just changing, like he can't handle it.
It makes me mad thinking that Danielle could maybe either make it all the way to the end or win, because I actually think she has not played this well. Like somehow things have just kind of worked out for her, but I think she makes really bad choices. And that's what's frustrating is if she was playing a good game, I'd be like, all right, she deserves it. She's winning. But she's doing badly, yet somehow is the last one standing here. It's annoying.
Well, swearing on her grandchildren is her key, but we're not seeing that.
Okay, but like, I feel like you're maybe more superstitious than I am, that like.
I wouldn't say that.
What do you think would happen? Like nothing's going to happen to her grandchildren. Like they're fine.
It's just messed up. It's just like, why are you doing that? This game of traitors and you making it to the next round
like,
is
it's not
worth
serious.
You like gambling your grandchildren's lives. Like,
I know, but she's not really. She's just saying something silly.
Well, it's not silly.
I know,
I'm curious
like,
how it comes out.
Like, what's going to happen? The swearing gods are going to be like, she sweared on her grandchildren's life, but she was lying, so now something bad has to happen to them. Like, that's not real.
Well, you never know. Did you ever forward those chain letters back in the AOL days? I was like,
I'm still standing, so
I do not want someone to come into my house and kill my family in the middle of the night. So I'm going to forward this chain letter to 10 friends.
Right.
It was the worst when you'd get like 10 emails and I'm like, oh, chain letters. Remember that?
Yeah.
And remember, like, did you do that? Like, were you like a You've Got Mail? Was that your time?
Mail? No.
You don't know what You've Got Mail means though?
Like on AOL, You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, but I didn't really have that.
You had AIM, like the buddy list.
Yes.
Okay, so before just the buddy list, it was AOL, America Online. And you actually had a CD-ROM that you put into your modem, and then you got AOL. It was like, You've Got Mail. So it had email, and it had the buddy list, but then it also had like the World Wide Web where you can click and it's like the weather, and that's where you would get your weather. I never clicked it. But then like just for kids, and then you played games. But
so you guys were sending emails as teenagers?
Oh,
like,
no,
I
like
got those
6th
chain
grade
messages like as well, that's teenager, right? I would get those chain messages in text form. We would text them all to each other.
Chain letters?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't forward this to 10 people, you will die.
Yes, and you'd get it on a text.
What? That's aging me. I've only got it on AOL America Online.
Wow. Well, because when did you get your first cell phone?
Oh God, I don't like high.
Yeah. See,
high school.
Okay.
When did you get your cell phone?
Middle school, in 6th grade.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we're like, I feel like the way our age differences are, it was probably around the same time. Like that would make sense. Yeah.
But why the heck were you getting a cell? Like what calls were you making at 12?
Well, you had to text your friends. Everyone else had a phone.
I had to forward these chain letters or I was going to die.
My whole family was going to die. No, I mean, it was big drama because my dad got me a cell phone and my mom didn't want me to have one. So like she would sometimes like take it away when I went to her house and I'd get it back when I went to my dad's house. But then by like 8th grade, everyone had cell phones and it was just like normal. 6th grade was maybe only some people did. I don't know. Cause also like I would get off the bus from school and then like come home, but my mom wasn't home from work yet. So I guess that made sense to like have a phone, or like if I needed to be picked up from like cheerleading practice or like drama. Does any 6th grader need a phone? Like, no, not really. But like, I don't know.
Did you have the phone? Like, did you have the brick that in order to text, you had to type the number 3 times to get to the letter you
T9
wanted?
word.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a flip phone that I had. But yeah, it was T9
my
word.
My first was a Nokia.
Brick.
A
classic phone.
The only game on it is Snake.
Snake
is so good. And you can download an app and get old school Snake. Like, it looks exactly
that would be
like,
so fun.
Yeah, I don't have it on my phone anymore, but I've had it previously. And I'm like, oh, damn, bringing me back. But I remember like text messages, and you had to like delete you couldn't just keep every text message. Also, every message with a person, I believe, came up as a new text message. It wasn't
it was insane. History. There was no chain. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I would be so curious to see like an old phone and like the layout and what was even on it. Also, don't you miss the days when everyone had a different phone and it kind of like reflected their personality a little bit? I really think about that a lot. Like when everyone had when you'd go to Verizon, like the Verizon store, and there was all these different kinds of phones. Like my first phone was like a flip phone, camera phone, but remember camera phone was like, ooh, you have a camera phone.
And it took a picture that you could barely see.
So blurry,
pixelated.
The quality horrible. But then people had like the chocolate, that was the slide up and down, or like if you were really fancy, the Envy that would flip open and had the real keyboard.
That's when we got really
the courses of my life, I've had like all of those phones. Yeah. Or like the Voyager, which had touchscreen on the front, and then you flipped it open and it was typed keyboard. Then everyone had Blackberries for like 2 years before I
never had
iPhones.
That. Wait, can we talk about beepers? Why did people have?
Because they didn't have cell phones. They needed something.
But people in middle school had beepers, and all they did was text like their friends, like 143, and then it's like beep beep. Oh man, gotta go to a payphone and beep.
Wait, when you were in middle school, middle schoolers had beepers? I find it very hard to believe.
Maybe it was early high school, but I do know people had beepers. But the only way you can send a beep is if you went to a payphone and dialed the beeper number and then go like 143. All you could say is 143 or 911. Either I'm dying or I love
you. What's 143? Oh, I love you.
Okay. I love you.
Yeah.
But like besides that, I mean, I guess the point of a real point of a beeper is it's supposed to be like, call me
for
back.
Work. I need to when I think of people who had beepers, it was all like men in their 40s and 50s who used it for work. It was like, oh,
surgery,
work is paging me. Got to go call in and see what's going on. Right. That's my only understanding of a beeper.
Tell me why a 14-year-old in gym class had a beeper with their friend saying 143. I just don't think that was urgent enough. You could have just told them, hey,
well, maybe they could just add them to the family plan of beepers, and they just. The parents were like, the parents are too involved in work. They don't care what their kid has. They're like, here, kid, play with a beeper. It's like when they just throw an iPad at the kid.
Yeah. There's just no point. And unless you are someone in a suit going to a busy office, you do not need a beeper. Like that's a scam.
You don't. Or do you remember Palm Pilots? That was like before BlackBerry. But
what is that?
It was basically just like a cheap, old, weird version of a BlackBerry that existed in like the early 2000s or 90s. I just remember my stepmom had one. I think you could get the internet on it and look at your emails. And it had a little stylus, remember? I don't know. So many weird pieces of technology that I really feel like
shaped us.
Shaped us, but also like when I think of Palm Pilots, I always think of my stepmom because she was the only one I knew who had a Palm Pilot. When I think of like the chocolate phone, and in the different colors, like I remember which of my friends had like the red chocolate. I had the white chocolate. My brother had the black chocolate. Oh, the purple one was a cool one.
It was like a dark purple.
Yeah, my sister had a green one, which was really cool, and she kept it in a case. Like no, but like wasn't that fun that everyone had different phones?
Yeah, I mean, I always just got the phone, the best color of the phone they can offer me. I actually going to the Verizon store is like going and buying a car. You're there for like 4 hours unnecessarily, and then just remember the transferring over of your data to the new phone. Before iPhones, it wasn't quick. I don't even know if it's quick now. It's quicker.
Oh, it is now. You literally turn on a new iPhone and all of a sudden all your stuff's there, and I'm like, how did you guys do this?
I have old, like you would have to say online like, hey guys, I got a new phone number.
I know.
Add this to your
on your aim away message, like, hey.
Were you cryptic with your aim away messages?
Oh, of course. Like a dramatic quote so people would think like, oh, what is she going through? Ooh. Right.
But what were we going through, guys? We were teenagers not going through anything.
Breakups, friendship drama.
It's like, behind these hazel eyes. And the letters were up in like uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, and then a squiggle.
Yes. Like star squiggle, star squiggle.
You don't see the tears that I cry behind these hazel eyes. Squiggle. And that's how you know someone was like really going through something.
I know. It was deep back then.
Or like I put, did you put the sound chimes next to your crush? So when your crush logged on, it wasn't just the, like the door open.
It was a different sound.
It's like, lovey music or any type of sound.
And then I think you could like then customize your sounds to be like whatever you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Could play. So fun.
Yeah.
Honestly. And also it was just so silly. Like the fact that you had to like sit at the family like desktop computer to do this. So it's like I would come home from school and just like sit there at the computer like typing, hey, what's up? Not much. You. But like you couldn't take it with you the way you take your phone with you now. It was just like so fun and silly.
It was the best. I don't like I've said this before, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get a high like that again than talking to a crush on AIM.
I know. Well, and did you have it like would they ask you out like on AIM? They'd be like,
sometimes.
And by asking out, it's like, we're not actually going to go anywhere. We're just going to, it's like, hey, do you want to go out with me? And be like, okay, yeah. So then all of a sudden we're just like boyfriend, girlfriend, but we never hang out or ever talk.
Yeah. Later in life though, like I had like an actual boyfriend that I dated him in high school, would go home, talk to him on the phone, would hang up the phone, go on AIM, talk to him, then be like, I'm going to go take a shower, got out of the shower and called him again. Like I literally, I feel like I talked to people I dated younger like way more than I would talk to someone older because like it was constant.
I know.
When you were like a teen.
No, still to this day, my 7th grade boyfriend, Kevin Savage, probably I've had the longest phone conversations I've had with any human ever is with like my 7th grade boyfriend. Yeah. You would just sit there all the time. But honestly, like let's bring that back. That was kind of fun. And cute and wholesome and sweet. Like,
honestly, my 10th grade boyfriend, like my first real boyfriend, I feel like I talked to him more than I would ever talk to someone today because like I said in last episode with TikTok and iPhones and the distractions and the dopamine hits, like we didn't have any of those distractions back then.
True.
So it was like The Bachelor. All you had was to focus on that person. And the entertainment was calling your boyfriend.
I know.
And I have no clue what we talked about, but the fact that you would have conversations for 3 hours and that was totally normal is crazy. I would not have a 3-hour conversation with someone today. What would I say?
It's sad, guys.
No, it honestly is.
Call up that person and go have a 3-hour conversation. Like it was so fun.
I'm not gonna do that, but you can.
I know, like who has the
time?
Jesus Christ,
3 hours.
Yeah. So to wrap up, guys, send an IM to that person.
Where
you've been, I don't know.
No, it's a DM now.
But there must be there's an app somewhere. There must be a way to get AIM on your computer or on your phone.
I'm sure.
And I think we should bring it back.
Isn't AIM the same as like Facebook Messenger?
I mean, it's the same as texting, respectfully.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And we didn't have that back then.
Well, you could remember when texting was such a big deal that
you would
you could only get a certain amount of text per month. And then my parents would get so mad at me for going over. And then at some point you could get unlimited for $5, an extra $5 a month. And then we eventually got it. But for a while,
those were for the rich people.
So precious. You had to like not use them. I remember you have to like, you only have a certain amount of minutes you could talk on your cell phone. And then after like 7 or 9 o'clock or something, it was free.
It was free.
Yeah. What?
You would have
up with that. That's insane
crazy
to think of because it's like, do we ever think about that now? No. You just call whoever.
Sorry. On top of the like hour-long AIM conversations, hour-long phone conversations, hanging out in person, we also would like pass notes in the hallway that were like novels too. Like this constant communication, like that was the dopamine hit. And now it's like,
that's good. We have no sense of community now. Like we're all so isolated. Don't get me on my soapbox about how like
get on
we're
it.
all just like
step on it.
I don't understand why we like glorify like people like moving away from their communities, like living alone, going to their jobs, coming home. Like there's just no sense of community anymore.
Well, you can live alone and go to your job. I think today's kids don't know what it's like to like actually communicate with people and actually interact with people, and like being trolls in comment sections is like normalized and celebrated. And I can't stress how much like it makes me sad that you guys will never know. You'll never know what it's like to like ride your bike to your friend's house and knock on the door and ask if they can come out.
Loved getting on bikes after school. You know, like you get off the school bus, everyone gets on their bikes. We would go to the pizza place.
Yeah, get a little snackaroo.
Get a slice of pizza and an Arizona iced tea for like $2.
I don't drink iced tea.
Yeah, why? What's up with that?
It's disgusting.
Do you like hot tea?
No.
You just don't like tea in general.
I know. I don't like iced tea. I think iced tea tastes bad. That's just me though.
it tastes so different in the different flavors.
Have you had give it a try?
Have you had sweetened iced tea?
No, because I don't like iced tea.
You're a girl from Long Island who doesn't drink Snapple? That's crazy.
No.
I love
get me started.
A great New Jersey thing that I feel in my soul is going to the local bagel store and getting a peach Snapple. Amazing.
Yeah, but those facts, the half of them are not real. What is up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. The new Snapples don't have the facts anymore. It's just a plastic cap. Yeah, they learned their lesson. They were just
we were saying Facebook before. Okay, so I've been keeping a little bit of a notes in my phone that every time I have a random thought, sometimes with a gummy, sometimes with not. And I'm like, I'm going to write this down and just keep running list of like random things that I would want to maybe talk about and sound off.
Okay, good.
So this isn't submitted. This isn't submitted from someone. This is submitted from me. But speaking of Facebook, what has happened to Facebook? Have you gone on recently? Because you scroll your news feed and literally it's ad, something from a page I don't follow, something from a friend, ad, something from I'm like, why are you trying to shove down my throat? Like I see all these like
ads. Well, they're trying to make money.
No, besides ads, like but it's almost every other thing you see is an ad, and then it's something from a page I don't follow. Like they think they figure out who I am, and it's like a photo slide of like Kylie Jenner because they know I like celebrities. And I'm like, but I don't follow this page. So why is it coming up?
Because they're trying to get you to see. I don't know. I don't really like, the only thing I do on Facebook is interact in the and look at the She's All Batch Facebook group.
That's
I don't
pretty
really
much all I do now.
Post to it. Yeah.
That's all I'm really doing now because Facebook has completely like sabotaged themselves. It used to be fun to scroll your newsfeed and like you see all your friends' photos or updates. Like to see your friends' stuff on Facebook, like you have to scroll for a very long time.
This may be a hot take. I feel like the boomers really just like ruined Facebook because it used to be a safe space for just like with your friends, and then like our parents got on and it's like, okay guys, you made this not fun anymore. I don't want to post here anymore.
Facebook
and honestly the people who post the most on Facebook are like my mom. Whenever my mom comes into the city and like we go see a show or something, guess who's taking a photo for Facebook, and then it's up on Facebook the next day of us, which is nice that she shares that. But like she posts, my aunt posts. Those are the only people I know who are like actively posting to Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, in their defense, we would do the same thing on Instagram or TikTok. Right. You go to that show Instagram, and that photo's on your Instagram. Okay.
Oh, of course.
That's their version.
No, I know, but
so
that's
no
what I'm
hate
saying.
to
like,
the boomers.
The platforms have moved over. Yeah. Like at least for our generation. I'm not going to post that. Yeah, I'm not going to post that on Facebook. I am going to put it on my Insta story. But then I feel like that even shows my age because the Gen Zers are not even posting to Insta story. They're like making a TikTok about it. And I don't think I would make a TikTok about like if I went to go like see a show, I would just post the playbill on my story.
Insta story is so much less like aggressive. You don't have to commit to it for too long. It's up and then it's gone.
But that's very millennial of us, I think.
Guys, sound off in the comments below if you remember Facebook being so exclusive and elite that you needed your school's email address to sign up. And if your school wasn't like synced up with Facebook, you couldn't get on. Like my school wasn't initially on it, so I couldn't get on it. But also the original Facebook wall has changed a million times, but I accidentally deleted someone's wall once. This is how stupid this wall was. It wasn't that you can just comment and then your comment lives on their wall.
Yeah.
You can comment. You clicked into a box that other people already wrote in. This was like literally 1.0 of Facebook, like the first version. My friend said, write on my wall. That's how new this was. She's telling me to write on her wall. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what the hell? I don't know what to say. So I click on her wall and I must have clicked something, but there were other messages on her wall and all of a sudden they were gone. And then she got mad at me because I deleted her wall. And I'm like, well, this is Facebook's fault. Why do I, random girl in college, have the ability to delete someone else's Facebook wall?
Yeah, that is weird.
Do you guys remember that? If so, I know how old you are.
Do you remember when you could like poke people and then you could like throw sheep at them? And like it was like literally just like poke, throw sheep, kiss. I don't know. You could do all these different actions to people, but it's like you're clearly not doing those actions.
Well, clearly you're not throwing the sheep. But I don't remember the sheep.
An option. I specifically remember throwing sheep was an option.
Sound off in the comments below. Did you throw any sheep at people? I remember poking. Poking is still, I believe, around today, and really is underrated as a means of flirting.
I was about to say that. I was like, that the only time you'd ever poke someone is for flirting. Yeah. But the millennial equivalent now is hearting someone's Instagram story.
Right.
Because that's
poking
secretive.
Is a lot more in your face. Because like if you don't check the Instagram story for the hearts, you can miss it.
True.
And poking, you literally get a notification and it's like, Johnny poked you. And it's like, oh, Johnny wants to hang out.
Right.
Ugh, simpler times. But my other note about Facebook is, do you guys notice, maybe this always happened. I felt like it was around the time that TikTok went away and then came back that this started happening on Facebook. But Facebook is now posting Facebook statuses. And it's like asking the most random things that like, Facebook, what are you doing? You have one job. Just be Facebook. Why are you giving Facebook statuses? And it's like, what's your favorite thing about fall? And I'm like, Facebook. Like,
where
get out of here.
Facebook putting that?
On Facebook's Facebook.
What do you mean,
page.
though?
I don't know. Why do I see it? Why does that comes up along with all the other pages I don't want to follow and one friend's update? That's my news feed.
Yeah.
Where is Facebook's Facebook page? Do you just type Facebook on Facebook?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. So it just says Facebook posted, what's your favorite thing about fall? And then everyone comments like what their favorite thing is.
Yeah. Wait, I'm going to Facebook's Facebook page.
What's your favorite thing about fall?
Oh my God. Facebook's Facebook page. When's the last time you saw your best friend?
Aww.
Why do you want to know, Facebook? Get out
of
here, Mom.
They're just trying to create conversation.
This is, okay, these are the unhinged posts from Facebook. This is your sign to get pizza instead of cooking tonight. You're welcome. What are you doing for my life? Like, why?
Getting you to stop cooking and order pizza. A good tip. What else?
When can we start charging our pets for rent?
Good one.
But that's like, whose job is this? I need to look up whose job it is to come up with Facebook statuses, and what is your goal here? Do they think because Facebook sucks so much they need to do things to keep people entertained?
No, it seems like they're trying to drive engagement, right? Like a lot of these are questions or like trying to get a reaction out of people.
But what does it get them? I mean,
I don't know.
We're already on
more
Facebook.
Engagement
but you already won.
does.
We're on your app.
Yeah, but don't you think when there's more engagement they can like charge more for ads and stuff?
But also,
like I know they sell ads and that's how they make their money, but what's going on with our data? Who are they selling that to?
Everyone, I think everyone.
Because at this point I'm like, I don't even care. I was telling my coworker yesterday that he should get an Aura ring, and he was like, why would I get that and give all my data to this company? And I was like, why are you being so weird about your data? Every company has all your data. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like 23andMe has my DNA. They can clone me if they want to.
Literally
I
make
literally
Jackie.
don't care.
I feel like that type of data, sure, I could see you being a little weary about, but if it's like your Aura ring, like, or your sleep monitor, it's like, oh, Johnny slept 9 hours last night. Like, why do you care if someone knows that?
Yeah, but they are selling that to someone, like, some healthcare company or some pharmaceutical company wants that information. I do think that's how those companies make money.
And if they see that you're not sleeping well, you may get sleeping pill ads. Like, is that what we're talking about here?
Potentially, yeah.
No, like, who cares?
Well, I don't care, but like,
I don't care.
People care. Well, because at this point, I'm like, you can't stop it. Like, my Amazon thing is probably listening to every single thing I say every single day. Because you know when you start talking about something and then all of a sudden you go on Amazon and you have ads for it, I'm like, okay, you guys are listening to me. But at this point, fine. I have nothing to hide. I'm not a threat to people. Like, listen all you want.
When I will be like pulling copy for our episodes and I'm grabbing like the copy for ads, the brands that we work with will start coming up on my Facebook, and I'm like, I'm already working with you. This is a waste of your ad dollars. You don't need to spend it on me. Like, I literally already work with you. Yeah, like, it's not that smart. Then the last Facebook's post that I'm going to read is, there should be an award for best shower singer. Like, go home. Log off.
Like, touch grass, Facebook.
And then another thing on my list of things that, like, I just feel like a good
No, these are fun. I like them.
Well, okay, two of them.
Okay.
The TikTok trends where you show a photo of your husband and say, what do you think his name is? Who interacts with those TikToks?
I've never seen that TikTok.
I've never scrolled so much. It's all the time. I don't engage on purpose, so I don't get why TikTok's algorithm keeps serving them to me. But like, listen, I don't care what your husband's name is.
Why would anyone care?
They do it all the time, and then they show their kid. What would you think his name is? I don't know.
Who cares? Yeah,
why?
like girl, only you know that. You named him, not the husband.
Why
am
I supposed to care?
But the ones I've been seeing is husbands who can't clap on the beat of "Come Clean" by Hillary Duff. Have you seen that? Let the rain fall down and wake my dreams that it was.
Who can't do that?
All the husbands.
What do they do? Let the rain fall
like literally, yes. That's because they're just kind of like showing how like their husbands are like goofy and like so quirky.
Anyways, and then lastly, I wrote people who drink water from mason jars. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, I feel like I sometimes do that,
Jackie.
If you just have a mason jar,
but why
not put some water in it?
Why? Because
it's just the clean cup that's there. I don't know.
If I went to your house and you gave me a mason jar with water, I would
maybe do that. Cup. See, like I personally, for myself, drink out of my Stanley most days. But like if you came to my house and you're like, hey, can I have a glass of water? There's a 50% chance maybe you get a mason jar.
Can I have a glass of water in a potted plant with dirt? That's what I think when you're handing me a mason jar.
Okay, but there's no dirt in it. It's just a
There
cup.
was. There was.
No, there wasn't. It's just a mason jar. No, my cups are like embarrassingly like nerdy. You know, when you go to Broadway shows and you get like sippy cups full of wine, but it's like a branded cup about the show. I just have all those cups, so you probably get that because I'm like too cheap to buy cups.
That's fair. I just don't want it I don't want it in a planter.
You're like that's the most like anti-millennial thing I've ever heard you say because I feel like millennials love a mason
jars for decoration. Which is what they are. They should be something that holds flowers.
But you could also just drink out of it. It's the function is like the same. It's I'm not even that pro mason jar. I'm just like not as anti as you are, clearly. No, if I went to your house and you gave me a mason jar full of water, I'd be like, thanks. I'll drink this now.
I would never even think to do that.
Because you think they should be planters with...
I just think you should be drinking out of different cups. I'm very particular about the cups that I drink.
Okay.
And I always have. I really think Yeti should sponsor me.
I know, you're so pro Yeti.
Could someone
Guys, she's so pro Yeti that she won't get a Stanley because she likes Yeti.
Well, I already have the Yetis and I have multiple products from them. Why am I going to go out of my way and buy a $50 cup? Also, I don't love the handle.
All the cool girls are doing.
But I'm not cool, and I'm cool on my own. Cool is how you feel, and I feel cool with my Yeti. Okay. And when I pick up a Stanley, I feel like I'm doing like 5-pound weight reps. Like that's way too heavy. Well, I don't need a handle.
How big is your Yeti of water? How many ounces though, Stefanie? How many ounces of water are you getting per day?
A lot.
But do you refill that?
Also, oh yeah, and it makes me think back. Speaking of high school, that we spent the whole day. We'd go to the water fountain once, take a sip of water. Dude, now, if I go for a 5-minute drive and I don't bring water, I get dehydrated.
Don't get me started about water in high
desert.
School. We literally weren't allowed to drink bottles of water in high school.
Literally, what?
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 Like, what were they so afraid of? That people would be like drinking alcohol or something? But it's like,
oh yeah, that's a good point.
Sure.
But can't they put that in this?
Teenagers that they literally are not allowed to drink water the whole day. Like, you're right. We weren't allowed to have drinks. Like, we could get to school. Maybe you'd have like a coffee on your way to school.
You would coffee at that age.
I sometimes would. I would have like black tea. Sorry if that's triggering to you. I love some tea. But
I bet you put it in a mason glass.
Not in high school. Don't be crazy. Then we would have to wait the whole time till lunch. You'd have your lunch and probably have like one glass of, probably not even water, probably a Snapple, honestly. And then you wait all day, till you get home? We were so dehydrated and you weren't allowed to like carry a water bottle around with you to like go to class. That like literally wasn't allowed. You'd get in trouble. If I had a Poland Spring water bottle, they'd be like, throw it out. You can't have that in school. And you couldn't go to a water fountain, but you could have like one sip. Because
of like contaminated, dirty water. Yeah, there was no like safety. Oh, I had to go to my middle school because there was a meeting for my son's school. He's not in middle school, but there was like just a parent meeting. So I went and I'm like, I got to walk the halls of my middle school and it was trippy. Like I took pictures. I got there a little early, so I like literally walked around. I saw their water fountain.
Ew.
Modern day middle school water fountains are now water bottle filler uppers.
So they're allowed to have water now. They've changed the rules.
Oh no, like you can fully bring a Yeti or a Stanley to school, but the water fountain is no longer. It's fill it up. What about the kid that doesn't have the Yeti or the Stanley? They have to like go under it and catch it in their mouth. That's not really fair.
They can bring a mason jar. And then they can just
couldn't bring a mason jar, but I will not associate with them if they do.
If your son was like, "Hey mom, I need a Stanley," that's what all the cool kids have. Would you say no? Have a Yeti?
No, I don't care. I really do think following trends just because other people are doing it is kind of not cool. So if I liked it, if I saw a cup that was like beautiful, like I will say, I've said this before, Yeti's colors are not my favorite. I see Stanleys and they're like tie-dyed and gorgeous, and I'm just not in the market right now for a water bottle.
Yeah. If there's one trend I really like love to follow, it's a water bottle trend. Like, really? I feel like every year there's a new water bottle and I like need to have it. Like, remember when everyone had Swell water bottles like in the 2015s? I really got on that too.
I won't plug the name because no free ads, but we did work with a water bottle company like literally 2 years ago.
I don't use that anymore though.
Well, Jackie, I mean, I had one and I got, it was a gorgeous one. It was really, really pretty, but it was legitimately like the size of,
it was huge. It was 64 ounces of water. And that's apparently how much you're supposed to drink the whole day.
There are old interviews where Jackie, like the camera will be on her. And I swear she's like literally taking a sip of her water and she's holding this and just like, and I'm like, Jackie, wait to sip when the camera's not on you. Or like
to drink water.
I know, she's so parched. But it was just, if you were just taking a sip like this, it wouldn't be a big deal. But because this cup was like massive, it literally was like huge. The size of Holly, and you'd pick it up and like drink it.
But, so go look at old episodes to maybe see that. The only reason that worked for me though was because I was working from home and didn't need to carry it around because it was huge and it would just sit on my desk. Yeah. But that's what I like about the Stanley. Although I don't carry it around, I have one at home and then I have one at work.
You don't want to have to lug it back and forth. But then what do you drink on your commute to work? Because I would get very parched.
It's like 20 minutes.
That's way too much. Jackie, if I go to like CVS and I drive there for 5 minutes, if I don't have a water, I get home and I'm like in the Sahara desert. I can't. Now I've trained my body to have water every 10 minutes, that if I don't, I feel the effects of it. It's crazy.
I mean, I do suffer through those 20 minutes. But I agree with you that like now that I have prioritized drinking a lot of water, I really notice when I'm not drinking water. So guys, you got to get hydrated because then your body will like crave it.
And this episode is sponsored by H2O.
Water. There's nothing like it, guys.
Crisp, refreshing. Use code She's All Batch at your next water fountain and you can get a free dirty sip in your mason jar. Okay, let's wrap, but we have some Mary Bang sent home without a roses on our way out.
Fun.
Well, first this person sent 3, but then in the third one she goes, oh wait, I think you call it marry, kiss, kill. Sorry. No, we actually call it Mary Bang sent home without a rose. We're not murderers.
Yeah.
So first, this one is called, she has good, bad, and cringe version. 3 different versions.
Okay.
Good. Boston Rob, Chris Soules, Fotspa. I mean, I'm marrying Boston Rob, Avi. I'm going to bang Chris Soules, Avi. Sorry. I mean, I really like Ben and I think he's super attractive, but he's never been like my go-to guy. But he's super hot, but to give
him a bone, I'll marry Ben.
To give him a bone, I'm going to bone him.
No, just to like, whatever.
You better not kill Ben. Rob.
No, I was going to bang Rob.
Wait, you're home without a rose. Bang Rob, who like out of the 3, yes, obviously he's gorgeous, but you know,
can it be younger Boston Rob?
No, it has to be now.
Whatever. I'm still gonna do it.
Go for it. Yeah,
I think it's more about like the charisma and the confidence than anything physical. So bang Rob.
So you're killing Chris?
Yeah, I'm not a farm girl.
You don't have to be. God, we've gone through this.
To bang? I still don't want to go to the farm just to bang.
Yeah, you're going to get like a hay in your butt crack and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want that. Like, he's going to wear a plaid shirt. No, thanks.
Oh, my God. Yes, please. Oh, that's so hot. Okay. Marry Banks, send him without a rose. Bad.
Okay.
Tom Sandoval, Nick Viall, and Jax.
Oh.
Bye, Tom. Like, I don't think Tom Sandoval needs to be like shunned from the world. Like, he made a horrible mistake a lot and did a lot of bad things, but like, I'm moving on. He's still a human. But all that to say, I don't see the attraction that Ariana ever saw towards him. Like, I don't get it. So you're gone. Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
I think I'm going to have to marry Nick, bang, Jax. Right? That's the correct answer.
Yeah, you have to, unfortunately. Yeah. You can't marry Jax.
No.
Like, that's just insane.
And I do think, like, we've seen the way Nick treats Natalie. Like, he's capable of being a good husband.
Yeah. If you're his favorite, he's nice to you. But he's like the type of guy that is only nice to the girls he likes, and then he could be a total D.
Right, but we're going to be married, so hopefully he likes me.
Hopefully he likes you. Okay, now the cringe version.
Okay.
Jason Tartick, Michael A., and Tom Schwartz.
I don't know, marry Tom Schwartz? Because I love him.
Why wouldn't you marry Tom Schwartz?
Well, a lot of people, that's very unpopular, actually. A lot of people don't like Tom Schwartz.
Why?
He treated Katie terribly.
Right.
But and he's also just a very immature man-child. However, I find that endearing. And that's maybe why I'm toxic. But
okay, so we have to figure out who we want to bang between Jason and Michael. This is so hard.
Jason, I guess.
That's it? You're done?
I think,
Jason?
yeah.
What if he starts talking to you in bed and he's like, Jackie, I need to tell you something, and he's not finishing his sentence.
And he has a big pause. That's okay.
He loves
what if Michael A starts trying to talk to me about this fight with Sierra again? I can't do it. Like,
he's like in bed and he's like, I really wasn't the producer's favorite.
Yeah, no, right. Like, trying to defend his image from the show. Like, I can't.
In bed.
I can't. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, but this was difficult. No, it could have been more difficult because I feel like Tom, I have no problem marrying him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're friends with him.
He'd definitely cheat on us though.
Yeah, but I would do my damnedest to keep him happy so he doesn't cheat, just like I would with Boston Rob. Okay, well, we'll see you guys next week. And we have something right next week, and we have something in the works coming. It's not going to come for a couple of weeks, but we're working on something that's going to be hopefully rolling out for you guys in the near future that I think you'll like. And an additional thing too, like nothing is getting taken away. Yeah. So just a little teaser for you there. But if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Go click that subscribe button, click the like button. And also, I want you to tell me in the comments what your zodiac sign is. If you make it to the end here, because I was looking at an old video of ours, and one of our old videos, I said, tell me your favorite color. And literally the comment section is just all colors. So tell me your zodiac sign. Yeah. This is the end of the episode club. If you're listening, make a mental note later. Go over to the YouTube channel and write your zodiac sign in the comments below.
And if you're really into it, give us your big 3.
What's that?
That's like your sun, moon, and rising. That's how I
don't
like
know
you
what
really
that is.
Encompass your whole self.
Okay.
I'm an Aries sun, Scorpio moon, Capricorn rising.
I'm a Capricorn, but I don't know any of the other things.
You should download my chart and then.
Well, can someone just tell me what mine is based on my birthday?
No, because do you know the time you were born?
Yeah. Someone find this out for me.
Okay, just put it in a calculator.
Okay. Thought someone can help me out here.
Oh, and you need to know the location of where you were born, too.
I do.
Okay.
New York. Like the exact location?
Yes.
America.
Like the town. No, the town. Like
I think I know the town. Yeah, I know the hospital.
Okay. That's what you need.
Okay. But if you want to just like tell us your birthday, that's okay too. Because I connect with people birthday-wise. Also, I can tell you if your birthday is good or bad, in my opinion, based solely on vibes.
That's why you need to get into Zodiac, because that's what that is, right? Like, certain signs have certain vibes and you connect with certain people's vibe. And like, I find that the people most important to me in my life are the same like 3 signs over and over and over. So I'm like, there's something to this. And you're basically saying that, but you're just not putting the label of the sign on it, right? Like you're saying,
because I don't care about the
vibes,
sign.
I know, right? But you know, based on the birthday, which is how you determine someone's sign.
Because of numbers, though. Numbers end the month, but like, okay.
What's my vibe for you? April 9th.
April 9th is good. April's a good month. 9's not my favorite number, but it has nothing to do with the person. It's just the vibe of like the date itself. I told you guys that I was once in a New York City cab and I felt something. And I said to the guy, I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to ask you, what's your birthday? And he said January 7th. And that's my birthday. And I felt it in the car. So I am psychic with numbers. I will say, and I hope no one listening has this birthday because I have a least favorite day of the year.
Okay, what is it?
It is March 12th. I just don't like it. I've never liked it. March 12th, the way it comes out of your mouth. Sorry. I'm so sorry if it's your birthday.
Coming up. Wow.
I know. How are we going to celebrate? And my friend Trisha, every single year will text me. She's like, ugh, March 12th. Like she just knows that I hate it. And the story is in college, I was telling people that about my psychic power and how I could like feel your vibe off of your birthday. And I was like, oh, the worst birthday of the year is March 12th. And a girl that I didn't like was like, that's my birthday. And in my head, I'm like, well,
it makes sense.
That tracks. And every year, I have not talked to this girl in like 20 years. And every year I think of her and I'm like, that tracks. Worst day.
Wow. Okay.
I'm so sorry though. I'm sure there's going to be March 12th birthdays that listen. And like, I'm sure you're great. Birthday aside.
The numbers don't lie.
I mean, they don't lie. But I would just say, we also don't like Christmas.
We don't want to discriminate.
Boston Rob doesn't have a great birthday.
Was his Christmas?
Yeah,
right.
Jackie,
yeah.
Sometimes, do you like? I feel like you're Severance.
I
like
watch
you like
it back.
you record. And
do
then
you know
like
how many things I have to think about
your brain,
all day long?
Which we'll have to get to Severance next time because I watched 2 episodes, but I feel like Jackie like records with me and then she takes out that brain.
Sometimes, yeah. There's only so much room for so many things.
Okay. Well, is that it, Jacqueline?
I think
Louise
that's
Maroney.
it. Yes, that is my middle name. What's your middle name?
Marie.
We talked about it on the podcast.
We've already talked about that, but her brain was off, so it's okay.
When you say it, then I'm like, oh yeah. Like,
all right.
Just when you said the Boston Rob thing on the birthday, I was like, oh yeah, Christmas. And then you said Marie, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember Marie.
Okay, so she just needs a little refresher.
Yeah, a reminder. Or maybe I'm severed. This is my
she
this is
severed.
Innie Jackie, and Outie Jackie is a whole new girl.
Yeah, Outie Jackie, she's like Peacock, Traitors, like office, meetings, Gen Z interns, what's up? And then she comes here and then she's like, Stefanie, Bachelor Talk.
Yeah.
Podcast, microphone.
I love the TikToks that are like, finding out you would hate your Outie, and it's like your Outie is, I don't know. Your Outie's birthday is March 12th.
Imagine you found out your Outie's birthday was March 12th. I'd be like, oh my God. How do we fix that?
I know.
I'm kidding, guys. Don't let this be like when we hated on whole milk and then the whole milk community came after us.
Oh, yeah.
The March 12th community needs to not come after us.
The girlies drinking whole milk were very unhappy with us.
But it's like, why do you get offended if I say I don't like whole milk? Like, this is why I hate the internet and I want to go back to like 2004. Because that didn't happen back then. You said you hated whole milk in 2004. People were like, oh, cool. I like it, though. And I'm like, cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
Great. And we all coexist. But that's not what happens anymore.
No.
Anyways, gotta go.
Yeah.
I already asked you if that's it, and you told me it was. So goodbye, bitches.